Go.
Hello guys, my name is America Orpeza, and this is my informative speech on Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead. Here we have Dylan, we have Daniel, Morales, and Austin. Here we go. The topic that I have chosen for us all is Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead. My general purpose is to inform you on this celebration. The specific purpose is for you to learn my traditions and the tradition of a lot of Mexican people of Day of the Dead, or Dia de los Muertos. I will be discussing the origins, the celebration itself, and an odd tradition that the people of a certain state in Mexico have. Although our dead depart from this world, their memory lives on forever in our hearts, and their stories become part of our culture. When there is no one left in the living world who remembers you, you disappear from this world. We call it the final death, from Coco, the movie. Today we will dive deep into one of Mexico's most important celebrations of life, Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, as the English community knows it. We will look at the origins, how it's celebrated, and an odd tradition the people of Campeche, Mexico have. Dia de los Muertos is a time where families can come together and honor those that they have lost in this most beautiful celebration, a celebration of life. Personally, I have experienced this every year with my family when we gather at my aunt's house and we decorate the altar, we set it up, we bring food, we bring any memories, any memorable figures, belongings that they have left with us, and we put them at their altar to guide them to home to us. Not only have I experienced this in my personal household with my aunts and my extended family, but I have also seen this in my community as well as in the church when they allow it. Day of the Dead can trace its roots back to almost 3,000 years, to the times when the Aztecs and Mayans performed rituals honoring their dead. It was believed that the dead would travel to Chicumatliclan, or Land of the Dead. There they would complete 9 challenges that could span over many years. After completion, they could finally rest in Mictlan, or the place of peace. What gave inspiration for the celebration we have now is an old tradition the Nahua people grew accustomed to doing every August. This celebration is a combination of Mesoamerican rituals, Spanish culture, and European religion. Present day, Day of the Dead we know, is celebrated during October 31st through November 2nd. Halloween falls on October 31st, and All Souls Day, Day of the Dead, takes place during November 1st through 2nd. It is believed that on the night of October 31st at midnight, the gates of heaven open and the spirits of children pass over to the living world to rejoin their families for the set time of 24 hours. The spirits of adults pass onto the living world on November 2nd. In Europe, pagan traditions and celebrations took place during the fall that would include bonfires, festivals, parades, some dancing. These customs carried into and prevailed during the rise of the Roman Catholic Church, but eventually they took them under their wing and merged them. They merged these 2 holidays, those holidays being All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day, which are celebrated on the first 2 days of November. During medieval times in Spain, the people would be accustomed to bring wine and bread, shaped like spirits, or animas, to lay at the grave sites of their deceased on All Souls' Day. They would also lay flowers and candles at the grave sites. It was believed that the candlelight would guide the spirits of the deceased back to their families on earth. The Spanish conquistadors brought a lot of their old traditions from the old world back into the new world, and we can see that today. Contrary to common belief, Day of the Dead is not the Mexican equivalent of Halloween. Although it is true that they share some traditions such as dressing up in costumes and parades, it is believed that Day of the Dead is is like a border that separates the living from the spirit world. And this is a time when they're allowed passage into our world. They come to dance, drink, play music, and feast with their living relatives. They are treated as special guests. They are our guests of honor, after all. It is also a tradition to leave their favorite foods, drinks, and their favorite items or hobbies, pictures, and we also lay cempasúchil, or marigolds, as you can see up here. And we also lay papel picado, which is just paper. We like punch into it and we make like little designs on it. And here you can see that we have the bread that they lay and they make during this special time. On October 22nd is the day our beloved animals who have passed away return. And in a lot of households, they make separate altares or altars for them. This is just something extra that they do. On October 28th, a candle is lit and a white flower is placed to welcome any lost souls. On October 29th, another candle is lit and we place a glass of water for the forgotten and lonely souls. On October 30th, another candle is lit and we place a piece of bread and a glass of water. This is for any souls who departed from this world in a tragic way or fatal accident. On October 31st, another candle is lit and we place a piece of bread, but in addition to this, we also add fruits such as oranges, mandarins, and any citrus things. This is dedicated to unbaptized children and our ancestors who came before us. And on November 1st, the souls of children who departed from this world arrive. It is tradition to lay sweets and candy and any of their toys to guide them back to us to play. On November 2nd, the souls of adults visit. It is tradition to lay food, mole, tamales, a lot of basics in our culture, a bunch of staples. And it's also important to leave any of their pleasures there, such as beers, cigarettes, books, and sewing things like needles and stuff that they can use. And on November 3rd, the last candle is lit and copal, which is an incense, is burned. This is also the time that we say our farewells to the deceased and come back, welcome them to come back next year. Traditions are customs and beliefs that we pass down from generation to generation, such as in the small village of Campeche, Mexico. They have this unusual tradition to bring out the bones of their dead and to clean them. There is, however, one thing that they have to do. They have to wait 3 years before they exhume the bodies. And another fun fact is that hair, even though they waited 3 years, hair takes the longest to decompose. So sometimes they'll find little pieces of hair still, attached together, clumped together, and they keep them there until, it decomposes. This celebration is supposed to be a time filled of joy and laughter and just reminiscing with family. Although some places such as Spain see this as a sad celebration. And the people that celebrate this tradition are the people of Guamuch, Campeche, Mexico. This event is called Hanal Pixan, which is started 5 days after October 31st. And it is believed that this tradition dates back well into the Mayan culture, pre-Hispanic times. And to conclude my speech, we talked about the celebration itself, the origins, and an odd tradition that the people of Mexico have. And I found it very nice to share some of my heritage with you all, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.